Great. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for this evening's post-match press conference featuring Proteas white ball head coach Rob Walter. We will take one question at a time this evening. Who would like to start us off? Tianis?
Rob, I think those last 10 overs of the first innings, probably, would you agree that was a game changer? And what do you think happened there? Did you think the guys looked a bit lackluster maybe, and also all the extras you guys conceded?
Yeah, you're probably right on all counts except the lackluster part. I think strategically we might have just got a few things wrong. Maybe I got our ratios a little bit wrong in terms of the slow balls versus hard length and on-pace deliveries. I mean, it's obviously a lot easier in hindsight to say that. From an extras point of view, there's definitely more extras than we would want to bowl. And at 140 for 7, you're in control of the game really. So to not be able to close it out at the death is disappointing, of course. And certainly the momentum shifted in the game then. So. But at the end of the day, we back ourselves still to be able to chase 240. But then we probably, we got off to a very poor start, and that put us on the back foot.
Telford?
Rob, how does a team who played so well in their first two games, play like this against a team they really should beat?
It's a hell of a good question. I guess that's why we love sport, eh? 4 days ago we played outstandingly well, and then today not well. So yeah, there's you can pick apart results like that. Just ultimately we weren't good enough, specifically at the back end of the innings, and then at the start with the bat, and it put us on the back foot. As I said before the World Cup started, I don't think there's any weak teams in this tournament, and if you're not switched on and you don't win the key moments in the game, you find yourself on the wrong side of the result. We learned that today.
Hines?
Rob, obviously the bowling in the latter stages, perhaps, put the guys under pressure and stuff. And I know this is probably not the right phrase, but given the batting as well that was put under pressure, is that sort of like in hindsight perhaps a good reality check, given, the whole fanfare about the top six, and how potent it has been, it's just sort of like a timely reminder, that not everything is going to be as simple as they made it seem, previously.
Yeah, I mean, it takes everyone to win the game and to win a competition, so you can't rely on any one suite of your makeup, you got to do it all, and you got to do it consistently well. So we were inconsistent from last game to this game, and we got a couple of things wrong that we normally would get right. So you got to keep your consistency up. As I said, we can't put our eggs in one basket. It takes our batting, bowling, and fielding to win games, not just one part.
We'll take one back and then Tianis.
Do you think bowling is becoming a cause of concern for you guys in this competition? Because you got hit for some runs against Sri Lanka as well. You posted 4 and plus, but you got hit for some runs. And now, in the later stage of this, the innings, you also got hit for some runs. Do you think the bowling is becoming a bit of a concern for you guys?
No, I mean, essentially, I think our bowling won us the game against Australia. The guys were excellent. So I won't look too deeply into it and start saying there's any concern in one area. As I said, we got some things fundamentally wrong today.
Tianis?
Rob, those 4 top order wickets that fell for 8 runs in 21 balls, what do you put that down to? Was it a lapse of concentration, or was it skill errors?
I mean, batting, getting out in batting comes down to either a mental error, a technical error, or the bowler's skill. So you always be placing it in one of those. I don't think that they'll all sit in one category. I think there was some good bowling skill, and then potentially some mental errors along the way, and that's batting. Ultimately, if you're not sharp in that moment of time, you can get on the wrong side of it. So, yeah, the fact that they happened all together obviously put us on the back foot. That's the most important thing.
We'll take one last one from Telford.
Rob, we've got some big games coming up now. What do you learn from this that maybe you need to change going into this big stage?
Look, I mean, obviously we'll sit and do a proper dissection of the game. But for me, it's It's really, what do you take from this game that makes you better next game, and that's ultimately the questions we ask ourselves after every game. Win or lose, what are the lessons that we take, and how do we use those to be better next time round? So, I mean, to be honest, we could probably chat for quite long. In this instance, there's a lot to learn, both good and bad. Our tail showed us some resilience with the bat, which was great. That we can lean on that at some point in time. Hopefully, if we need to again, we obviously need to brush up on our depth. I don't need to point out the obvious. The numbers tell us that. So the learnings are there, and it's just about us being open enough to be able to take them on board and move forward with that.
Great. Thank you very much, everyone, and thank you, Rob, for joining us. We'll have Dave in the mix zone.